If you've just bought an M2 iPad Air or an M4 iPad Pro, this should be on your shopping list. Okay, so we have brand new M2 iPad Airs and M4 iPad Pros in 11-inch and 13-inch versions. If you're not aware, I've gone for the 11-inch version of the M4 iPad Pro. I did have the 13-inch version, but I sent that back because traveling. These are brilliant iPads, but the problem is that as soon as you buy one, you think of two additional things. The first thing is a case, and the second thing is a keyboard. Oh, and then the Apple Pencil. It all gets very expensive, which is why you need to look further than Apple's official accessories. I implore you to do this because there are some fantastic alternatives. This is the brand new Logitech Combo Touch. It's the latest version of their keyboard case stand accessory for the iPad Pro and the iPad Air. And, well, let's cut to the chase. It's brilliant and it saves you loads of money. I've been using this for the last week. I've traveled with it. I've used it as my main laptop replacement and I've got lots of thoughts. This video is sponsored by Logitech, but every opinion you're about to hear is my own. Logitech refers to the Combo Touch as the most versatile keyboard case it has ever made, and that it is designed to enhance productivity on the go, which, if you wanted a strapline to sum up what we need from iPad keyboard cases, that's it. The Combo Touch has a detachable keyboard with a flexible kickstand built in. There's a large multi-touch trackpad. It has adjustable backlit keys and a function key row, which includes common iPadOS commands. There's also room for the Apple Pencil Pro thanks to a handy cutout, and there's no charging required. I'll explain why in a moment. As mentioned earlier, it's compatible with the M4 iPad Pro and the M2 iPad Air in both 11-inch and 13-inch sizes, and this one is the 11-inch version. You can buy it now and it ranges from £199.99 in the UK to £259.99 depending on the iPad you have. So the pricing is very keen and it seems to have the features that you need from an iPad case and a keyboard. But what's this thing like to use? Let's start with the pairing and the charging, and it's about as easy as you can imagine. There is no pairing and there is no charging. Well, that's unfair. There is pairing and there is charging, but you don't know about it. With some third-party iPad keyboards, you have to charge them. And if you forget to do it once or twice, you stop using it. The Combo Touch takes all of its power from the iPad, and if you're wondering, I've not noticed any difference in terms of the iPad's battery performance since having this attached. It seems to sip the power from the iPad very considerately. And there is no pairing at all. It doesn't even appear in the Bluetooth device list. You just put your iPad into here, connect the keyboard, and it just starts working. Then we have the kickstand, which I think might be the winning element of the Combo Touch, which is a big claim, I know. If I just remove the detachable keyboard, which I'll come on to in a moment, we get this, which is a built-in kickstand. It gives you almost limitless options when it comes to viewing angles. You don't get that with the official Apple Magic Keyboard. And if you're wondering, yes, it works perfectly on your lap. The Magic Keyboard struggles with that, the new one, because it's weirdly weighted. It kind of tips over a little bit too easily. This doesn't, and again, it's because of those viewing angles. You can basically plonk this onto your lap and adjust it as you need to. And the hinge is very, very confidence inspiring. It feels like it could take a lot of stick and a lot of closing and opening, and it's stiff enough not to be annoying, but stiff enough to be, well, stable. I am a big fan of a kickstand, I must say. In terms of how this performs as a normal iPad case, it's fantastic. We have protection all the way around the device. Apart from the cutout here, this is obviously for the Apple Pencil Pro, but everything else is protected. There's just enough of a lip around the screen to ensure that you don't damage your very expensive iPad Pro or iPad Air display. In terms of fingerprints, it does pick up fingerprints. There's no two ways about that. However, you can clean it, which is more than can be said for a certain official accessory. And then we get to the crowning glory of the Combo Touch. I know I said that the kickstand is the best part of it, and I think it is, but the ability to take your keyboard off and put it somewhere else and just use this as a tablet is great. Although I keep saying laptop replacement in this video, this is still at its heart a tablet. And since I've been using the Combo Touch, I've been using it as a tablet more. That hasn't been the case with the iPad Pro for me in the past. I've just used it resolutely with the keyboard that's attached to it. It is a big deal, and I can guarantee you'll feel like you're getting more value out of your iPad Pro or your iPad Air if you're using the Combo Touch, because it kind of forces you in the best possible way to use it as it was intended and then switch to this kind of laptop mode when you need to. I think you can get lost in using the iPad as a laptop replacement if you have a keyboard that can't be taken off. Just think about that for a minute. But in terms of a keyboard, firstly, it sounds very nice. Secondly, the travel is fantastic. It's perfect for writing blog posts, for doing email, for doing anything really. I'm a big fan of this keyboard. We have a function key row, which again, I know you get that on other keyboard cases. This one has common iPad OS commands. It has all the media controls as you would expect, but it also has a screenshot button, which I use all the time. Although we don't have an escape key, we do have a home button key in its place, it's both nostalgic and genuinely useful. And there's a do not disturb key on here as well, which puts the iPad into the do not disturb focus mode. Again, I'm using that all the time. It's these little things that make all the difference. Also, the keys are backlit, which is very handy, and you can change the intensity of the light with the function keys. The trackpad is really good as well. Even on this 11-inch version, it's nice and big. You can click anywhere and it's satisfying. They have made some big improvements over the previous version of the Combo Touch with this, so if you go for the 13-inch version, the trackpad is 67% bigger. And in fact, the entire package overall is lighter than that previous version. Let's think about the use cases and the reason that you'd buy the Combo Touch. Firstly, the price. It's cheaper than the obvious alternative, and it does more stuff. And it protects the iPad far better, so it has an awful lot going for it. In terms of use cases, I think I'm the perfect example of this. Because I've spent a lot of money on this 11-inch iPad Pro. Did I need it? Not really. I could have kept the M2 version, but because of that, I want to get the most out of it. And again, the fact that I can use it in this mode, which is very much laptop-like, and then go and just use it as a normal tablet, prop it up, watch the Euros on there if my girlfriend's watching something that I don't want to watch on TV. It's genuinely handy. The traveling aspect as well, I've been flying around the world with this, and it's just so straightforward. It sits on seat trays, on planes, on trains. It sits perfectly on your lap when you're in the back of an Uber. And for someone like me who does a lot of miles these days, it's essential that I can rely on the iPad to be a proper productivity device, but also an entertainment device. And I don't know of another accessory that does it quite as well as the Logitech Combo Touch. And I've done properly intensive work on this. I've written thousands of words on it. I've done lots of admin behind the scenes where you're really rushing to get things done and you've got to scoot around your trackpad quickly and type things in really fast before you check in for a flight, all that sort of stuff. And if you want to save even more money, you don't have to get the Apple Pencil Pro because, okay, it's a fantastic stylus. I know they hate us calling it that, but that's what it is, but it's very expensive. Instead, you could just get the $79.99 Logitech Crayon, which, okay, doesn't attach magnetically, but is a fantastic, simple alternative. And while it doesn't have pressure sensitivity, it does have tilt support for drawing different weighted lines. So if you're looking to do a bit more with your iPad, you still can. Let's wrap this up by talking about the three things that I think the Logitech Combo Touch does fantastically. Firstly, it reduces the overall cost of your iPad Pro or your iPad Air by quite a margin. Number two, it protects that very expensive tablet. And number three, thanks to this, it helps you take your iPad further. For me, the iPad is now a productivity device and an iPad. And I'd forgotten what having an iPad was like, which is a bit weird, I know, but I got so used to using it as a laptop replacement that I'd forgotten about this bit. And because I'm now using it like this and like this, I just feel like I'm getting more value out of the iPad. In fact, I've gone as far as sending back my Magic Keyboard. I can't recommend this highly enough, it's fantastic. However, if you're still at the very early stages of buying your iPad Pro, keep watching for a link to my full review of the M4 version.